Good morning, good evening, good to who needs it. Hiya, how y'all doing? Today's Did You Know is about Catherine de' Medici, because she is one of my favorite history girl boss queens, and because I just talked about skincare. So let's talk about Catherine de' Medici and her husband's longtime mistress, Diane de Poitiers, who was believed to have died from a riding accident that had never fully healed, but in fact died from gold poisoning. Diane de Poitiers famously drank liquid gold to sustain her youthful glow, which was a real commodity to women, especially in the highly misogynistic and volatile French court. Diane wasn't able to marry into French royalty, in part because of her father's status as a traitor, which rumors spread that Diane had slept with the old king to assure her father was not beheaded, but also because of her status as a widow, and simply an older woman. Too old to marry her beloved Henry II, as Catherine de' Medici knew well. The two were actually cousins, and Diane had suggested Catherine for the role of queen, only Catherine wasn't aware when she was married off that it was with the intention to just fill the role. She believed she would be Queen of France and appeared to have fallen for her betrothed, causing a long and weird relationship between the two women as Henry clearly favored Diane, and Diane is often referred to as the Shadow Queen of France. Henry famously gave lands, jewels, and favors intended for the Queen of France to Diane, not to his wife the Queen, and wore Diane's colors, not Catherine's. But did Catherine let that get her down? Not for long. The two women formed a quasi-alliance. Henry had such a hard time getting it up for Catherine. Diane allowed her to sneak into the room and watch them have sex so she could get tips about what her husband liked, and would even warm him up and then send him to finish in Catherine's adjacent bedroom. This weird system worked. Diane and Henry had no children. Catherine and Henry had 10, securing Catherine's hold on the throne and place in the royal family and history. But not all is well that ends well here, because when Henry kicked it, taking a joust to the face in a tournament while wearing Diane's colors, where Diane and the Queen were seated side by side, Catherine's bitterness came out in full force, and her quasi-sister wife was not only exiled from court, refused from the dying Henry's rooms where he called out to her, but Catherine made Diane give her back the jewels and land.